Hey everybody, it is Nick from Snap Forward, and this is Brandy.
Hello.
We are trying this again, the live happy hour from Snap Forward, where we talk about all the stuff going on in our world, or at least probably the most notable, right?
We filtered it a bit.
Yeah, we tried to filter it down, try to be interesting. I don't know, you might not like it, if the two of you that are watching it right now. Basically, our goal is just to kind of give a little bit of personality to who we are, get ourselves out there. We tell our clients to put videos out there, so we should do the same thing. I feel like we should take our own advice.
And a lot of the things we encounter that we think might be useful to other people, we try to bring those up. So
We did an on-location live. One of our clients was having an open house on Friday, and we did it on location, and got quite a few hits. For a regular Facebook page that has 1,000 or so followers, they got some decent views out of it, so it's good. So what we do IT management, kind of a niche market. We focus on customers or companies that have 15 to 50 users and want a really high level of efficiency. And I am going to do my best to stop saying this video. We also do digital marketing, and I'll let you talk about that real quick.
Yep. We do digital marketing. We actually manage social media for our clients, and we also do website design, SEO management, video production as well.
And today our beers are, I have the Ballast Point Habanero Sculpin.
That's kind of scary.
It's actually not that spicy. I first tried it in San Diego last May. We were visiting friends, and I went to the brewery. And out of the tap, your belly is on fire. But out of the bottle, it's just got a little bit of bite to it. Not
It's
too
the
bad.
habanero and beer together.
It's
Little
one of my
intimidating.
favorite beers.
Okay, all right, well, I trust you. This is Yingling. I just found out today that they make summer wheat, so that's pretty exciting. Thought I'd give it a try, and it's good.
Cool.
Yeah,
So we do this to loosen ourselves up a little bit, because neither one of us want to be on camera.
great.
So what did we learn last week doing our first one? We really have to pay attention to what we wear on Thursdays, because we don't want to wear the same thing for different videos.
That's true. Or unless you want to be like Mark Zuckerberg and wear the same thing every day.
Right, which I may consider doing. We also need to do a little bit tighter shot, because we were really wide on the last one, so we're going to get a little bit more intimate. And the color temp was a little off. I think it was maybe a little bit bright outside last time, so we're going to work with some lighting and see if we can't fix that. I think naturally, because it's a gloomy day, we're pretty white today, right? Right, Kelly? Right. And the main thing we learned is Facebook video is hard, right?
It is. It's hard to come up with. It's hard to find topics that other people find interesting as well. So you're not just babbling away about.
Like we're going to do for 25 minutes.
Well,
And in fact, we've been trying to do not just live video, but regular videos. And you find that now I'm sometimes a little bit better live being able to talk, but when I'm trying to think too much about what I'm going to say, if it's scripted, if we're trying to give a quick tutorial or explanation or tip, and we're trying to pre-record them like our daily tips for our marketing, it's much more difficult. You're nervous, so, it comes through when you're trying to explain something. I'm trying to think while I'm talking, so I say a million times, and it is really annoying. It's a difficult, and getting in front of the camera, because, to be honest with you, there's probably a lot of people out there that are watching this going, what the hell are these people doing, right?
or scrolling past it.
Right, not paying attention at all. I guess one thing I did this week, I picked up Seth Godin's book, Meatball Sunday. It's about the disjointed marketing tactics that companies use, like traditional companies try to throw on new marketing in an effort to do it because it's what's hot, but they don't really align their internal methods with this additional Facebook marketing or Google marketing or whatever. It's an interesting read. I'm only, maybe a third of the way into it. But it's funny because I can see exactly things that our customers are doing right now and things that we're trying to talk people out of doing, because it still seems like a fad. Like Facebook still seems like a fad to a lot of people. So I know when
I don't know how they can think that when it's been pretty much a staple for quite a while.
I think because people see it as a time waster for a lot of those people out there. One of the things I said in the tip we did yesterday for Facebook is that you want to advertise on Facebook because everybody's on it and they're wasting time. It's why you're not talking to your spouse or why you're not talking to the people around you while your face is like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people see it as a time waster, but those people that are wasting their time, if they see something interesting and they click through to it and it takes them down a path of whatever you're selling,
Mm-hmm.
it really could work. And in fact, the marketing campaigns we've done recently have worked out really well.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, it's a beer bottle.
Habanero.
Yeah, habanero.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, people are on there and they're seeing content, so it's the best place to advertise right now.
And they're in the mood to consume content when they're on there. They're consuming something. They're not, they're not trained. A TV commercial, they're trained to as soon as the commercial starts, they get up and go to the kitchen or go to the bathroom or whatever, or go to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're on Facebook, you're consuming things, and Facebook is doing a very good job of trying to get things in front of you that you want to see. So that's where you want to try to put your content.
Exactly.
But anyway, the book's interesting. It's funny because he references MySpace because MySpace was around when the book was written.
Right.
So,
But there's the content in there is still valuable. The book itself isn't new, but
yeah,
it still applies.
yeah. The other one I just came in today, so I haven't read it yet. It was a $100 startup.
Oh,
So I
cool.
read good things, so I want to try it out as soon as I'm done with this one.
I started a new audiobook a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm. It's called You Are a Badass. Jen Sincero.
I think my wife read that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's funny.
Yeah?
It is like in the self-help category, but it's a lot of humor and well-written. And even if you don't think you like self-help books, it's still a pretty cool book.
I read 10% Happier by Dan Harris. It was really good. It's about meditation and like if you can just do just like a little bit to get yourself a little bit happier.
Oh, haven't heard of that one.
It's pretty good.
All right.
Dan Harris is the guy on Good Morning America. He's the younger guy.
I'll have to put it on my list.
Yeah. Speaking of reading, I read something
Yeah?
interesting.
Uh-oh. What?
I read that you had joined Snap Forward.
That's right. Yes. It's public. The word's out. It was in the Pittsburgh Business Times. I made the list of people on the move. So under the media category, I was in there.
Now I don't know. There's a little copy problem there. You didn't write it,
Oh,
so
God.
it was. It wasn't. I mean, it's not a big deal. Nobody's gonna remember it. But yeah, it was. I don't know if it's something that I was shooting out a quick email and I did it, or if they did it. So I don't know.
I read your email and you didn't do it.
Really?
No.
Okay. So that's not on us then. So I have my Garrett Cole bobblehead that I got from going to a Pirate game today, and it kind of brings me to brought me to a point I wanted to discuss for 2 minutes if we could.
Mm-hmm.
So one of our vendors invited me to a Pirate game, and under the assumption I thought that there was going to be some sort of a business component to it. So I go down there, spent 45 minutes in traffic, parked, walked in, and it's a nice setup. They had free lunch there. I was on the Miller Lite rooftop, and it was a nice setup, but I was expecting a business component. So if I'm going to take time out of work, I'm going to go and gain some value from it. My free time, it's not like I work 24/7, but I work a lot. I mean, you know what it's like here, right? I mean, we're not hanging around doing nothing.
We're never not busy.
Right. We're never not busy. There's always something to do. And when I'm off, I want to be off. I don't want to be thinking about work. So I'll go to the pool with my kids, or I'll go out with friends. I don't, if I go to a game, I want to think about the game, and I don't want to think about anything else. My impression was that it was going to be a business thing. So I'm taking hours out of the day to go to this, and I get down there, and I walk in, and nobody was talking to each other. Everybody was sort of milling around. They were eating. The people that were hosting it, a couple of the vendors we really like, were hosting it, and make eye contact with them, and they immediately look away because they don't want to start a conversation. They don't want to, it was, and I like these guys, but it wasn't.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I saw the first maybe the second half, or the first half of the second inning, I think, before I got out of there.
Are they diehard baseball fans?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But the group there was other IT folks. The bottom line is, I'm going too far with it, but the bottom line is, I think that my time needs to be spent very effectively, and that's the people that we're trying to target with our services, especially on the IT side of things, because we are a little bit more expensive. Somebody's going to pay somewhere around, on average, $125 a seat per month for our services. They might spend more depending on complexity. They may spend a little bit less if certain factors are in play. But the people that can see that their employees, if they're working, that cost is a multiplier of their efforts. So if we can minimize their downtime, minimize their little 10-minute, like, oh my God, this is screwing me up, or minimize the amount of time it takes to get an issue resolved, preventing preventable issues, then they're running smoothly, they're making money. You pay an employee to do a job that would, so you can go do something else and be more effective with your time. You're paying us to do something so that you can be effective, your employees can be effective doing their thing. And that's how we sell ourselves. And this situation is just a small example of it, is that my time is spent, especially during the day, best spent doing things to further our business, right? And this was an opportunity cost that, I don't want to go and watch a game in the middle of the day. I like the Pirates. I don't go to too many Pirate games, but when I do, I want it to be with family and friends. I don't want to just sit there and, I'm here to watch a game. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So.
That's unfortunate that it wasn't more structured.
Yeah, and I'd love some FaceTime and maybe explain to me the new product or whatever, but there wasn't any of that. So I was disappointed.
Lesson learned.
Right. Yeah. Get more information before you do something like that, I guess is my learn before I decide to go.
Yes.
So the other thing that I was thinking about, there's a radio commercial on right now for a lawyer who most lawyers take 40% of a settlement where they only take 25. So you're saving 15% of whatever it is. So on $1 million, you're saving $150,000. My immediate thought is, if they're only taking 25%, sure, that number is great for somebody that's not thinking it through. But if their settlement rates are lower, so if your settlement is $500,000 instead of $1 million, well, you're not making that money. So, like where you're saving $150,000, it's.
So they may be winning a lot of cases, but smaller.
The settlement's small, or maybe they're not even winning. I mean, what's their win percentage compared to somebody that would take 40%?
Right.
From my point of view, I want value, I want quality, I want, especially in that situation, I want somebody that's going to go out there and, not that I'm suing people, but I want somebody that's going to go out there and do the best that they can for me. And I think that's, when I hear somebody undercutting everybody else, especially by that amount of money, it bothers me.
I've heard those a lot. And
Yeah.
they're kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
And they tend to just highlight that one fact. And like you said, it's like there's more to that story. So
Yeah.
what's missing there? But
Yeah, right.
interesting.
Yeah. I'll talk about that some other time. So the one thing that we had going on last week to talk about results is the ransom virus. And this is something that I want to hit quick. We're going to do another video about it, specifically about it. But this ransom virus that's been going around for years and keeps evolving, where you click on an email and you click on a link or open an attachment, and this virus starts zipping up everything on your system. It hit one of our clients. It went through a spam filter, a firewall with everything you could add on to the firewall to guard against this sort of thing. It went past their antivirus software. One person opened an email and it zipped up 100 gigs worth of data. And at that point, for most companies, everything is gone. Photos, documents, PDF files, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, everything that they run their business with is gone. So at that point, it's, maybe going out of business is one thing that might happen, right? They're going to struggle and then they're going to realize they don't have anything.
For a lot of companies, it would be.
Right. I think that's a 40% failure rate on businesses within 3 years to lose all their data. And so oh man, you really threw me off with that. So, basically, to long story short, we had them back up and running because of our process, because of how much we practice it, because of everything that we put into what we do for our clients. We restored 100 gigs worth of data within 45 minutes. They were off and running like nothing happened. If you're any somewhat concerned about the data in your business, about losing everything, check your backups. Do your backups. Make sure your backups are protected. If this happens to you, that the backup won't also be encrypted. Have multiple backups. Do whatever you need to do. Talk to your IT provider and make sure that this doesn't ruin your life or your business.
And educate your employees to know what to look for as well.
Yeah, that's the last thing, is that getting in front of the employees and talking to them about, watching the emails that are coming in. Just look at it and try to be tipped off. It happened to somebody months ago where they were taking resumes and somebody said, here's my resume, and they opened it up and it wasn't a real resume. Mm-hmm. There were small clues, but when you're in that mode, you're not going to know, and you can't be 100% positive with everything. So have a good backup plan, have a good disaster plan.
Yep, and watch Nick's video. He goes into a lot more detail about what to look for.
Yeah, and we're going to have a blog post too, and we're going to pare down that video. That video is too long, and it's dry. It's a dry topic, so we're going to try to make it better.
We're trying to keep this one a little shorter than last week.
Yeah, right. I know. We're not going to keep it short. This is going to go to half an hour.
We have good stuff.
All right, so the next thing, and I'll let you talk about this because you wrote the blog post.
I did? Oh, I know what it is.
You should. It's right there on the screen.
I know, but I already knew. Okay, your email. You probably never think about what font your emails are in, but actually this is something that is kind of important. The way people are perceiving you, this plays into that as well. A detail as small as the font of your email, it can impact your image. So that's the topic.
Well, so the article, and it's actually from 2015. I just read it for the first time here. Was that people, it's the small little things that bump people along a path of whether they want to read your email or engage you in services. Mm-hmm. It can be something as small as the email font you're using. Mm-hmm. And the key of this article was that, with higher resolution screens, nicer email fonts compared to Calibri or whatever is being used currently will be easier read by someone, and they'll be more receptive to it.
It's typically like for Gmail, it's Arial. I know that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of lame.
Yeah.
And today, most monitors are higher resolution, just it's standard. So you can get a little more deep. You can have those serif fonts that maybe were a little scary before on a lower resolution monitor.
So they look a little bit better, and people are a little more pleasing to the eye.
Give it a little
customization,
add your own personal touch, and it makes an impression.
And this it's a small example of it's in the book the E-Myth about how when you set a standard, having that same standard, you don't want to, when somebody likes you for a reason, you don't want to put them off for something else. And I think in a lot of local businesses, if people would just be consistent, and I think a lot of people say, well, that doesn't matter, I don't care, whatever. How much business are you losing? I think that's the difference between the people that make the leap from semi-profitable or somewhat successful small business to the ones that grow to be monsters in their market, or even bigger, is that they take into consideration that the little things that you do to waver can negatively impact the people that you're dealing with. So, I had a person that was, so we're looking to get our basement refinished, our kitchen done, and our bathrooms refinished, right? Mm-hmm. So, I make an appointment, guy says I can be there at 9:30, and so I'm running around like crazy 9:30. In fact, we had somebody whose hard drive died on their computer, and we were down a person, so I ran out and picked up a computer first thing in the morning, and had a new one at his desk up and running, and the person here was remoting in and fixing it. And I'm running back, so I'm getting back there so I can be at my house at 9:30, right?
Wow.
At, I think it was 9:45, he texts me and says, I can be there at 10:15. Or, so whatever. And in my text to him in the first place, a week earlier, I say, if anything changes, please text me, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to sit around. It goes back to the baseball game. I don't have time to sit around and wait. And then if you're at 10:15, you don't show up. And then if I engage you to do this project, what is that going to look like? How many times is this going to happen? So for me, it plants a negative seed. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Just show up, do what you say you're going to do, the way that we do. And we might not do it 100% perfect, but our intent is to do it, and we're always going to go back and look over what we do wrong and fix it. And I think it's incredibly important. I don't know. This is a story that I hear from a lot of people, especially mortgage people, when they're trying to do these home renovation loans, is that remodelers do this a lot. And I think that it's a great business. If you can be consistent, show up, and provide a good service, I think you could blow away other
You're
people.
already a leg up above.
That's exactly yes, exactly, absolutely.
Yeah. See if that guy would have just sent you a message and a couple of days earlier, or a day earlier, and said, or even
Not even a couple of days. If he would have at 9 o'clock sent me a text, hey, look, I'm running behind. I'm probably going to be about a half an hour late. It's the communication, the letting people know. And again, we're not perfect, but I think you have to try to be. You try to be just a little bit better than, or be what people expect anyway.
yeah.
So,
Agree.
yeah. So show up on time is my big thing. So iOS 10 is announced. Won't work on your iPad if you have a first-gen iPad, which I don't know too many people that do anymore. But it won't work on your iPhone 4S, which I was surprised by.
Oh, I have a 5S.
Yeah, so you're
I'm
good.
good.
Yeah. But I think that anything lower than a 6 is going to be slow anyway. That's the way that's how they get you upgrade, man. They make it really slow. They make it terrible. And you look at the person next to you and they're flipping through things. They're Facebooking faster.
They know how to get you.
All right. So, but the cool thing I like about this is Siri third-party support.
Oh,
I
yeah, what you're talking
forgot
about.
to look into it. I forgot to look into see exactly what it can do.
So it can post for you on Twitter.
I think post on Twitter. We are live right now on Facebook. And it will do that.
Like if I told my Siri, I don't have Windows 10 on my phone, but iOS 10. Sorry.
Well, it's not out yet, so you
Yeah,
can't.
because sometimes if you say Siri, open this app for me, she says she can't do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now she can actually work
Yeah.
inside the app, which I think is really cool. So they just need
Almost
Siri.
everything.
Why isn't Siri on this? Is what I want to know. Why can't I use Siri on my laptop?
I don't know, because the Windows has that Cortana.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I never use.
No. Oh, well, because
I
whenever
forget
I
I
try
have
to use
it.
her, it doesn't work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, do you have a microphone?
And it wants to go use Bing.
Oh, yeah.
No,
And nobody
I'm
wants to
not.
use
Nobody
Bing.
wants to use Bing.
That's why I don't use it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't use it.
I don't like Bing
My
either.
parents' laptop automatically updated itself to whatever the new Windows thing. And so now the new search bar, there isn't even a search bar. It's just like it says, what are you looking for? So you type in whatever you're looking for, and then it just results into Bing.
Yeah.
So now that they just put other favorite bars in Google, so whatever I type into Bing, nothing I want comes up, and then I go to Google from Bing. I wonder, that's what I want to know, the percentage of how many times people have typed into Google from Bing. Like, I want to know that.
That would be interesting. I wonder if I bet you could find that. They might play with the numbers. Yeah, that's why I don't use Cortana.
I forget I have Cortana.
Yeah.
I've used it a couple
If
times.
you search Siri, she uses Bing too. But you can tell Siri to Google.
I think I have it set as my default is to use Google.
I don't think you can do that.
I think it.
I think you have to say, because they made a deal with like Microsoft or something,
Oh, really?
whatever, that she would use Bing. But if
I
you
think
say,
it's the
you
wrong
can
time.
say, everybody says, Siri, Google this for me. You don't just say, Siri, what's this? But she'll look it up.
See, that's how out of it I am. I just
Yeah.
use the Google app on my iPhone.
Yeah.
I mean, I use Siri once in a while, but I don't really
Does
look
the
at the
Google
rest.
app have Google, like, the voice thing?
I think if you press it. I don't know if you can OK Google like the
Yeah.
Android people can.
I said, if you say, okay, Google to Siri, she's like, very funny.
Oh, really? That's good. Wendy Bell made the news again.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say about it. I will say that DVE this morning had a very good cut, like a very good segment about it.
Oh, really?
Something about
That's where you get your news. Huh?
that's where I get my news. It was about something about why like her argument is that if somebody black would have said what she said, they wouldn't have been fired. Well, it's because they're black, because they're talking about, like, she was a white person talking about black people in a very bad way.
It's just impossible to read what she wrote and not see it in a negative. Like, there's no way that it's justifiable,
Right.
no matter what, in
Right.
my opinion.
It was, and now she's suing, and now she's airing dirty laundry about all of her coworkers.
Oh,
I don't think
didn't
that.
know that.
Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing, but I mean, she.
That shows a lot about her character right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess when you do something to get fired, maybe you take that as I screwed up, and you just learn from it and move on.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the high road, which she obviously has chosen not to take.
Nowhere will hire her now.
Well, there's a reason why, right? So now
like
she's
done. She's completely done with like anything in the news, journalism, anything like that.
right. So now she's going to sue because somebody fired her when nobody else wants her either. So
She's just,
it's
She's
just
done a law.
yeah.
yeah.
I she was wrong.
I wonder what she's going to do next.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that support her.
Oh, there are.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, she wasn't right. I can't. And now I know. Look, I always try to leave room for persuasion either way, but I think in this specific instance, she was wrong.
She's not someone I'd be interested in having a conversation with in real life, let alone have her deliver, the news. That would have to be a step.
Yeah, I can't imagine being the employer.
mean,
Yeah. So something that you brought to my attention. This is a little nerdy. Well, it's not nerdy. It's
It has a nerdy
interest level.
Yes.
But it's a sad story. I didn't even realize it had happened until you told me. The Jeep shifter.
Yeah, right.
Right?
It was, they've determined it now to be an accident, but the actor from Star Trek, Anton Yelkin, I think is how you pronounce it, he was accidentally, his vehicle, he had it in park, he went to check his mail, and it reversed on him and crushed him.
Yeah.
So.
Or it was in neutral, I think, is what had just rolled back on him. And, I mean,
Okay.
it's a 2,000-pound car.
That guy, I saw a picture of him, and he looked familiar to me. And
Yeah,
I
he
like,
was.
Why?
He
Yeah.
was
He's in other
Chekhov.
movies too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see him in any other movies, but he was
I know
Chekhov,
he
and he
was
was a
in
good
Star
character.
Trek.
Yeah.
The Star Trek movie. Yeah.
Yeah, the two, or I guess there's a third one
Well,
coming out
yeah,
now.
He was really
Star
young.
Trek.
As well, so it's really sad.
It was sad, and it was. I mean, they're attacking Jeep because of the shifter, and that people don't understand where it is. And our thought is that if it's not broken, if shifters have been a certain way for 80 years or 50, or whatever, why change it?
Well, they added in on top of it. There's like a little alarm that goes off if you're not all the way, so people should know that they're in park. If they're not, the
Up on
little
a
beep
hill?
goes
He
off.
was went out to get his mail.
Yeah.
Like he stopped in his driveway to get his mail, and then he put it in park. He thought it was in neutral, and he went back to get his mail behind his car, and it rolled into him, and pinned him up against
I'm
this
wondering
fence.
how it gained so much momentum. Is it on a hill, maybe?
It just rolled. No, it was on a hill, rolled back into him. But I don't know if it needed a whole lot of momentum. It's like a boa constrictor. It just crushes you. You can't breathe. I'm assuming.
So they changed the way the shifter works, and then they added an extra feature on top of that to alert you. So it's a lot like
If
what
you
was
need to
wrong
be-
with what was wrong with it?
Right.
Like,
If you need to be alerted that your car is not in park, then
Yeah.
the system isn't working.
it's
And,
like
and it's something we talk about here all the time with like Windows 10 and the way Windows 8 especially. If it's not broke, don't fix it. If people know where things are, why should it take 8 more steps for me to get to someplace? It's just make it simple and don't screw around with it.
I don't know if this is bad for your car, but I just always put my parking brake on every time I put my car in park.
Well, you should. That's actually what you
Yeah.
should do. Yeah. A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of
Even
people
when I'm in a
don't.
flat parking lot, I put my parking brake on.
I do the
My
same
car-
thing.
but Yeah.
Hey,
'Cause I
Pete.
live on a hill, so I'm used to putting them in. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, I think that somebody told me this. It might be a myth, but if somebody wrecks into your car and your car wrecks into another car, then you have to pay for that person's car. Like your insurance has to pay for that person's car.
Oh, that
The car
happened
that
to me
you
once.
dominoed into that was not your fault at all.
Right? Is that
Yeah, a bus hit a vehicle, and the vehicle hit me, and the guy who hit me did have to give me
That's ridiculous.
my insurance.
That's
Yeah.
right.
right?
That's crazy.
I know,
The
right?
truck should have to do it for you.
Right.
Right. Right.
The truck should pay for everybody.
That was
it
years
costs
ago.
the accident.
Yeah, but
Right.
it was.
But that's why they say if you put your emergency brake on, because that pin that holds your transmission can pop. So if somebody hits your car, the emergency brake is one more thing to stop you from doing what happened here. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was years ago. I almost forgot it happened.
To relay it back to something else, I just saw a story where a guy busted out somebody's windshield to rescue them from a car.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dog.
No, I don't know about the
I
dog.
saw when a dog was in a hot car in the middle of the day. The owner was nowhere around. This guy literally just busted open the window and took the dog out. And all these people were watching, and they were all just playing with the dog until the owner got back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see that one.
And I was just like, okay.
Well, this guy busted, the Good Samaritan busted through the windshield to get people out of a van that had tipped over. I don't know what happened, car accident. So he goes and gets a bottle of water from the paramedics to clean off a laceration on his hand, and they send him a bill for $150. Right?
Wow.
The company that runs the ambulance service.
Oh,
like-
they gave him a bottle of water.
and apparently he became a patient at the time that
They
he
fixed his
requested.
hand.
Right? Yeah. They didn't fix his
I thought
hand.
you were saying the people
They
for
didn't-
breaking the.
No. Oh, that would be even worse, right? That might still be coming. Who knows?
Awful.
Yeah, who knows?
Wow.
Yeah, in today's world, you never know. He ruined our van. So, to end it on a funny note,
Yeah. You can read this one.
all right, so a woman, a waitress at a restaurant, got a Best Butt Award. Did you see this, Kat?
No.
No. So, apparently,
The best butt.
I'm sorry?
What restaurant was it?
Oh, now you're making me open up the article.
What state was it into?
No, I don't think it was.
Probably
I think it was
Florida.
like Midwest.
Did you ever watch Mikey and Big Mouth?
Florida.
They always tell the Florida stories.
Oh my god, the Florida stories. There's always somebody naked or eating
Yeah,
somebody's
and
face
like in
in
a grocery
Florida.
store doing something weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. This is a video article. I can't get into it.
That's fine.
All right. So, yeah. So I think it was somewhere in the Midwest. But so she works at the sports bar, and they're giving away best waitress, best hostess, best whatever,
Normal award.
normal awards, and she got best butt, and she was upset about it. She, felt that maybe it wasn't appropriate,
Yeah, I don't think it would be in your place of work either.
right?
Yeah.
Now we were talking about it yesterday.
Well, I said I'd like to know more about the context of
Yeah.
where did she work,
Like,
and
she
was
was like Hooters.
right.
Cheeks.
But then even then, like, if everybody's getting regular awards,
her
and
restaurant
you're getting
was-
that, no matter where you work, like it's kind of like out of left field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would agree with you. It's offensive. But under certain, like,
Yeah.
if you work in an environment where jokes like that fly all the
Yeah.
time, and you normally let them roll, and then the one time you make a big fuss
Yeah.
about it just because you want attention, maybe. I'm just speculating.
I think
But,
that's
Speculating.
kinda cool.
No, right.
I'm just saying. I'd like to know the context.
Yeah.
Like, if she worked at Cheeks, you
Is that
know,
my place?
No, we were talking about.
my sympathy for her is kind of gone.
When I was in Switzerland, there was a Hooters there, and I walked past it because it was outside, and there was like a family with like their grandmother and their like two.
Hey, they have
like,
good
boys.
wings.
And I was just like, I don't know if you like, I don't know if they were from Switzerland or not, but I was like, why would you take your entire family with your grandmother to Hooters?
My brother was a
That would be
cook
weird.
at a Hooters, and my mom and I went there. to
Especially if
eat.
you were a tourist, that's not a place
Right.
you should have chosen.
Right.
Well, they do have good wings.
The one that was here closed. I've never been to it, but must not
Like
have
out
been that
here
good.
in this area.
Yeah, there was one here in Station Square. Along,
Oh,
like
there
in that
was.
building, like where Matrix used to be,
I
and
think I
you were like 4.
yeah, I think I could remember that.
I wonder if there was some sexual harassment thing that made them close down as
Oh,
well.
who knows?
Hmm.
They,
Everyone's offended these days.
I know, right?
It's like everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Like, I should be offended too.
Are you offended when we give you the Fun Captain moniker?
No.
She's our Fun
I'm
Captain.
offended by the photo collages, and no, you're not. No.
That might be the featured photo for this.
Whoever gave Nick Photoshop, shame.
I mean, in the Best Butt Award, my wife gives me Biggest Ass Award, like every other day.
Oh, yeah?
I'm the biggest ass in my house. Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
That's funny.
So, what are you looking forward to this week to wrap it up?
Tomorrow is the big firework presentation out in Cascade
Oh, that's right.
Village.
Come to Cascade Village.
so
We have fireworks tomorrow.
That's kind of my first. It'll be my first time experiencing that if I'm still here. I think I might be.
You're gonna be here at 9:30.
Oh, it's that late.
You work hard,
Oh.
man. That's awesome.
I think
Keep
you
it up.
fireworks on in the daytime.
I know. I'm like always here. What? Well,
Way to go, man.
maybe I'll come back because I have heard it's like a huge to do and it's really fun. So.
Yeah, it actually, we've done it. This is the first year we won't because they're out of town. But I got a staycation. But yeah, it was probably I think the first year we haven't done it. It's pretty cool. And they're actually going to shoot them off from right there, so we might be able to see them outside of our window.
Cool. You're excited for your staycation?
Sort of. I'm going to miss the kids and my wife, especially if there's some nice days. I've missed going to the pool. But I got some things to do. I got all-you-can-eat crab legs tomorrow night. I'm going to Jose and Tony's tonight. I'm gonna have.
So it's a weekend staycation.
It's a weekend
Okay,
staycation. They'll be back
alright.
by Monday or Tuesday.
I thought so.
Yeah. But yeah, I have things to do. I might even try
You
to
can
golf.
clean your house.
Yeah.
For Lynn.
Yeah, I will. I will. Absolutely. Thank you
Good.
for that.
I'll hold you to that.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. How about you, Callie? What are you looking forward to?
Tonight I'm going to a Yelp event with Sydney.
Oh,
Really?
That's fun.
I didn't get the invite for that.
You can go. I think it's free.
Where is it?
Soldiers and Sailors Museum.
What are they yelping about?
They're having a bunch of Pittsburgh food there, like that. Any Pittsburgh food that's on Yelp is coming.
That sounds
food and
cool.
drinks
I
and
feel like
stuff.
she should have told us about this.
That sounds really cool. Yeah. You didn't put that on the calendar.
Yeah.
She just invited me yesterday.
Wow.
And then there's, if you wanted to, there's a jazz in the Phipps Conservatory, and it's $35. You can go to
Is
that.
that tonight also?
That's tonight.
There's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am going to Jose and Tony's.
H&T's.
Tonight.
I'm sorry, what?
H&T's.
H&T's?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh, okay. What's that mean? What's it for?
Like Jose and Tony. I know Jose is with a J, but it's H&T's.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's like the YINZER acronym for Jose and Tony's.
I haven't been there since I was 5, but
The food is very good.
yeah, it's
I-
close to my house.
Yeah, it is close to your house. Right. The food is very good there. Yeah. So free promo Jose and Tony's for the 5 people watching this.
3, sorry.
Oh, there's 3 people. Is there anybody watching live?
I can't tell. It says no.
Nope. There were last week.
There were people watching it live though.
Really? They're bored. They left.
Well, if there's
You
any,
exceeded last week's time by 7 minutes. So.
I know. We are running over.
yeah, if there's any specific topics that are interesting that you're curious about, anything IT or digital marketing, we would love some feedback and give us some content to discuss.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because we'll talk about anything.
Yeah.
Almost.
Obviously. All right, cool. Hey, thanks for watching.